History often remembers the winners, but it forgets the timeline. There was a brief, volatile window in the late 1960s when engineering ambition outpaced regulation, creating machines that should never have been street legal. Behind the badges and the horsepower figures are stories of pride, corporate rebellion, and a refusal to compromise. Today, we are not just looking at cars. We are ranking the 5 fastest legends that defined an era based on performance data and historical impact. Number 5, the heavyweight contender. At number 5, we have the 1968 Dodge Charger 426 Hemi. While the Charger is often romanticized by Hollywood, most notably chasing a Mustang through the hills of San Francisco, the mechanical reality is even more compelling than the movie myth. This was not just a stunt car. It was Chrysler's attempt to blend luxury grand touring with quarter-mile dominance. The foundation of this legend was the 426 Hemi V8, an engine nickname that became synonymous with Mopar performance. In 1968, this power plant was rated at 425 horsepower, though many historians argue that figure was deliberately underrated to cheat insurance adjusters. However, physics is the one rival that cannot be outrun. The Charger was a heavy machine, a true body giant. Despite its weight, the sheer torque of the Hemi propelled it from 0 to 60 in 4.8 seconds, with a quarter-mile time of 13.5 seconds at 105 miles per hour. What makes this car significant is the philosophical contrast it presented to its rivals. It wasn't stripped down, it was bold, theatrical in its design. It proved that a car didn't need to be small to be fast. It just needed enough displacement to alter the rotation of the Earth. Number 4, the king of the streets. Moving to number 4, we arrive at the absolute peak of the big block era, the 1970 Chevrolet Chevelle SS 454 LS6. If the Charger was a brute, the Chevelle LS6 was a weapon. By 1970, GM had finally lifted its internal ban on engines larger than 4 to 100 cubic inches in mid-size cars. The result was a machine that felt like an apology for holding back for so long. The LS6 engine option was the highest horsepower rating ever given to a passenger car at that time, 450 horsepower on paper, but dynamometer tests from the era suggest it was closer to 5 to 100. It laid down a factory-tested quarter mile of 13.12 seconds. This car represents the turning point of the muscle car wars. It was the moment when accessibility met excess. You could walk into a dealership and buy a car capable of a 5.4 second 0 to 60 sprint right off the showroom floor. However, the Chevelle's legacy is defined by its timing. It arrived exactly 1 year before the compression ratios dropped. It stands as the final, defiant shout of the high compression era, a car built with the obsessive belief that there is no replacement for displacement. Number 3, the E-body phenomenon. At number 3 sits the 1970 Plymouth Hemi Cuda. While it shared the same corporate DNA and the legendary 426 Hemi engine as the Charger, the Cuda was a different animal entirely. Built on the new, slightly shorter E-body platform, this car was Plymouth's answer to the Ford Mustang, but with a ruthless efficiency that Ford struggled to match in a straight line. With 425 horsepower on tap, the Hemi Cuda stormed the quarter mile in 13.10 seconds at 107 miles per hour, narrowly edging out the Chevelle in period testing. The rivalry here wasn't just on the track, it was internal. Plymouth was fighting to establish an identity separate from Dodge. The Cuda was their statement: compact, aggressive, and incredibly expensive for the time. What makes this car's story untold for many is the take rate. The Hemi engine was a costly option, and few buyers selected it, making these cars incredibly rare today. But in 1970, it was the pinnacle of pony car performance. It proved that greatness is forged not just through talent, but through a chassis that can actually handle the power it is given. Number 2, the hidden race car. At number 2, we have a car that technically shouldn't have existed, the 1969 Chevrolet Camaro ZL1. This wasn't a car you found in a brochure. It was born from the COPO system, Central Office Production Order, a bureaucratic loophole used by dealers like Fred Gibb to order purpose-built race cars for the street. The heart of this beast was the all-aluminum 427 ZL1 engine. While other muscle cars were fighting weight with more iron, the ZL1 went on a diet. The aluminum block weighed roughly the same as a small block V8, but produced an earth-shattering 430 horsepower. Only 69 of these were ever built. With a 0 to 60 time of 5.3 seconds, it was a terror on the street. But its true potential was unlocked on the drag strip, where, with proper tires, it dipped into the 12-second range. This car represents the audacious decision of engineers to bypass corporate red tape. It is the ultimate example of enthusiasts working within a rigid system to create something spectacular. The ZL1 wasn't built for profit. It was built to win superstock drag races, and it did so with unflappable consistency. Number 1, the unspoken champion. Finally, at number 1, the fastest legend of this golden era, the 1967 Chevrolet Corvette 427. Specifically, we are talking about the models equipped with the L88 engine option. Much like the ZL1, this was a race engine dressed in street clothes. Rated laughably at 430 horsepower to discourage average buyers and appease insurance agents, the actual output was north of 550 horsepower. Because the Corvette utilized a fiberglass body and a sophisticated chassis, it had a massive weight advantage over the steel-bodied Chevelles and Chargers. This allowed it to rocket from 0 to 60 in just 4.7 seconds, a number that commands respect even by modern supercar standards. The 1967 Corvette stands alone because it wasn't just a muscle car, it was a sports car with a muscle car's heart. It bridged the gap between European handling philosophy and American brute force. The roots of this car go back to Zora Arkus Duntov's relentless pursuit of performance. It was not just a victory for Chevrolet. It was a statement that America could build a world-class machine that didn't just go fast in a straight line, but could dominate on any tarmac it touched. These 5 machines were the final titans of an age that burnt out as quickly as it began. It is sobering to realize that this window of peak performance lasted less than 48 months. By 1971, the party was over, strangled by new regulations and insurance costs. Today, these survivors stand as monuments to a moment when engineering audacity completely outweighed corporate caution. They prove that sometimes the greatest legends are born not from ambition alone, but from pride, passion, and the refusal to be dismissed by the limitations of their time. If you enjoyed exploring these untold rivalries of the car industry, make sure to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the automotive world. Until next time, remember that without rivalry, legends are never truly born.